Riftwalkers Radio is waiting for you.
Just step through the rift
and discover a world of fantasy like you've never heard before. All right, welcome back, everyone. Ready for another deep dive?
Oh, absolutely. Always ready to dive in.
Okay, cool. So today, we're looking at this fantasy story.
Yeah.
And it's got this, really unique thing going on magic, but it's all powered by chocolate.
Yeah, that's what really caught my eye, It's using this, fantastical element, this chocolate magic.
Right.
But to actually, say something about, real-world stuff, resources and power.
Oh, yeah, totally. It makes you think about our own world in this, kind of like a funhouse mirror way.
Exactly.
Especially when you look at the city, Caoqua. I mean, this place is nuts. It's brand new, built completely around, eating chocolate.
Yeah.
And, well, it's overflowing with,
yeah,
the consequences.
It's like they're so obsessed with the magic part,
Yeah.
They kind of forgot about, the basics.
Like sanitation.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, they only figured out, a year ago in this city.
Exactly. And that's where the story gets you, right? It's this crazy mix of magic and then, the most everyday problems.
Right. They're trying to be so advanced with their chocolate magic, but they're, literally knee-deep in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about Bert. Right?
Yeah.
He's leading the sewer cleaning crew, which, let's be honest, doesn't sound like the most magical job.
Well, and at first, Bert's not exactly thrilled about it either.
Right. He seems totally, over it.
Yeah.
Which I kind of get it. But then he finds those crystals.
Right. And it's his crystals are the spark,
Yeah.
He goes from just going through the motions to whoa, what is this?
He stumbles on this whole other side to the city and to the magic, basically in the sewer grates.
Absolutely. It's it wakes him up, makes him want something more.
Yeah, totally. And then there's that scene where he's cleaning the crystals in his bathtub.
Oh, yeah. It's almost ritualistic, right?
Right. It's such a small detail, but it's so telling about what's going on in his head.
It's he's purifying them,
Yeah.
separating the magic from, where it came from.
Which, we're talking sewer crystals here.
Exactly. But it's also funny, right?
Oh, totally. The way he's carefully sifting out the
magic shit crystal dust.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, come on. That's hilarious.
It is, but it's also kind of deep,
All for stuff.
It's reminding us that even magic, this powerful thing, comes from, unexpected places.
Yeah, the most basic, even gross parts of life.
Exactly.
Okay, so then we get to the part where the crystals react to moonlight.
Yeah, the moonlight thing is interesting.
Right. The smaller crystals just bop, and then the big one starts pulsing, glowing.
It makes you wonder, are there different kinds of magic in this world?
Oh, totally.
Because moonlight, that's not about chocolate, right?
No. It's there's this whole other system of magic going on, but we only see a glimpse of it.
Exactly. And the pulsing, it's growth or the crystals are waking up.
Yeah, it totally mirrors how Bert's getting more and more obsessed with them.
It does. It's this hidden potential being unlocked, both for the crystals and for Bert.
What else is hidden in this world? Right?
Yeah, it makes you think.
Okay, well, speaking of hidden things, it turns out Bert's not the only one collecting crystals.
Oh, right, his crewmates.
Yeah, Arlo, Quain, Timos, and Big Ben. They've been busy, and they've got their own plans.
Plans that Bert doesn't seem all that interested in.
Right. He's just laser-focused on finding those bigger crystals.
Seems like Bert might be missing out on something, don't you think?
Yeah, maybe. But we'll have to pick that up next time.
So it seems like Bert's not the only one noticing these crystals, right?
Yeah. It's his discovery kind of kicked something off.
Like a chain reaction almost.
Right. Suddenly his whole crew, they're not just the cleanup crew anymore.
It's they're waking up to the potential,
Yeah, they're not content with just dealing with the aftermath of everyone else's magic.
And it's interesting, right? Because the story, it kind of hints at this whole social structure.
Oh, yeah, totally.
We get that bit about the shit reflecting the person,
Well, hold on, I missed that part.
Yeah, the narrator mentions how, an artist's is different from an architect's.
Oh, wow, okay.
Even the council members, their waste has a special magical signature.
Okay, that is both, hilarious and disturbing.
Right. But I guess in a world where magic comes from chocolate, it makes sense that everything would be kind of,
chocolatey.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I see what you mean. It's the magic isn't just this one thing. It's tied to, who you are.
To your identity.
Right.
And so these crystals formed from that, magically infused waste, they could hold the key to, like, individual power.
Oh, I see. So it's not just about the chocolate itself. It's about how it, like, interacts with each person.
Exactly. And that makes the magic system way more complex, more interesting.
Yeah, way more than just, like, eat chocolate, get magic.
Right. Okay, so then we get to the scene where Bert's in the sewers, and that whistle.
Oh, yeah, that's when Arlo, Quain, Timos, and Big Ben show up.
And it turns out they haven't just been collecting crystals. They've been, like, experimenting.
Right. They've got this whole hidden chamber shielded by a magical ward.
It's like they've turned the sewers, this place that's usually, like, gross and rejected, into their own secret lab.
Yeah, it's kind of awesome, actually.
Right. It's like they're taking back what society's thrown away and turning it into power.
Okay, so what about the blood pact? I mean, that's pretty intense.
The blood pact, it's like a symbol, of their commitment.
To each other, to their plan.
Exactly. It's like saying, we're serious about this, we're in it together.
But Bart, he doesn't seem all that into it.
Right. He's like, thanks for the word, and then just wants to go off on his own.
Yeah, it's like he's missing the point,
Maybe he's just afraid.
Afraid.
Yeah, like, he's been alone for so long, suddenly being part of a group, it might be scary for him.
Oh, I see what you mean. Like, he doesn't trust them, or maybe he doesn't want to rely on anyone.
It could be he keeps talking about those bigger crystals, like that's all he cares about.
Maybe he's worried about, like, being betrayed or something?
Or maybe he just likes doing things his own way. But either way, he's going deeper into the sewers, alone.
And the narrator says, a new magic was born. Like, something's shifted because of what Bert's doing.
It's powerful, that image. It's like Bert's on this solitary path heading towards, well, we don't know what.
It's a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
But it definitely makes you think, right, about ambition and what we're willing to risk for power. So last time we left Bert heading deeper into the sewers. Alone.
Yeah, he's really going for it, huh?
Right. Like totally committed to finding those bigger crystals.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also kind of like a classic story,
Oh, yeah, like the lone hero going off into the unknown.
Exactly. And those stories, they always make you wonder, like, is this going to end well?
Right. Because ambition, it can be a powerful thing, but it can also be dangerous.
For sure. And at the end of the story, it's not like we get a clear answer about Bert's fate. Just that image of him, like, lost in the sewers with his thoughts.
Yeah, it's ominous for sure. Like, is he on the right path? Or is this going to lead to something bad?
Right. But then the narrator says, a new magic was born. Like something's changing because of what Bert's doing.
Yeah, and that line, it really makes you think, like, what is this new magic? Where did it come from?
Well, we know Bert's been looking for these bigger crystals, these more powerful crystals.
Right, and maybe he's tapped into something like a deeper source of magic. Something beyond the chocolate.
Oh, yeah, that's interesting. Like maybe this new magic is connected to his ambition, to his willingness to break the rules.
It's like, in this world, magic isn't just this thing you get from chocolate. It's also influenced by, like, individual will, by desire.
It makes me think about those real-world stories, where one person, like, stands up or does something different.
And it sparks a whole revolution.
Exactly. Like, what if Bert's actions, even though he's alone, end up changing everything in Caoqua?
It's definitely possible. And I think that's what makes this story so cool. It's using this fantasy setting, this chocolate magic, to explore these really human ideas.
Yeah, like ambition, power, the consequences of our choices.
And the story doesn't give us all the answers, which is fine.
Right. It's like it's making us think, making us ask questions.
And that's part of the fun, It's like pasted text gives us the starting point, and then it's up to us to imagine what happens next, what this new magic means for Bert, for the city, for the whole world of the story.
So yeah, I think that about wraps up our deep dive into pasted text.
That was a fun one.
It was. And, hopefully it's got everyone thinking about the themes, about the magic system, and of course about Bert and what his choices might lead to.
Definitely. It's a story that stays with you.
It does. And as always, thanks to everyone for joining us on this deep dive. We'll see you next time.